April 21st, 2024. I'm Brian Kreutz, and this is Tim Costigan with me as usual. How's it going, Tim?
Hey, guys. Good. How are you, Brian?
Not too bad, not too bad. Good week. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I did. NBA playoffs, baby. You can't beat it.
It sounds like we were talking about it. Sounds like you watched a lot of it yesterday. I watched a little bit today.
Almost every game.
So why don't you
a little bit of like every game.
Why don't you tell us about your experience yesterday? You sound like you're watching about 9 hours of basketball.
Okay. I played football. I was pretty good at football. Ran track. Pretty good at track. Horrible at baseball, so I don't know anything about it. But my favorite sport is because of my dad. It's basketball. I was never good at that. You were when we were little. You used to knock my cost around a couple times in the paint.
Yeah.
But
I was okay.
I just like the idea. I like the time of the year, I should say, from the time the college basketball tournament starts, because anybody can win. And then you get the playoffs of the NBA, and you're like, the heavyweights are probably going to be there in the end. And then you have, like, just so many good basketball players for 2 or 3 months to watch on TV. Yeah. Not just pros, but college guys, too. And I watched the games the last couple of days, and I keep track of who wins and stuff. And the first game yesterday, the first game of the playoffs, I believe it was the Cavs and the Magic. And Cleveland won that game. The other game after that was Denver and I'm sorry, excuse me. It was the Wolves and the Suns, which was the second game, and the Wolves won that game. And that Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, those guys they're going to be good. Well, I'm not a T-Wolves like a jumper here, man, but those guys are good.
Well, they built a really solid team, so yeah.
Yeah, then I keep saying the Nuggets, but they were last. Nuggets were the last game when they beat Los Angeles Lakers. But the third game was the Knicks over Philadelphia. And then today, Clippers edged out against the Mavs, and the Celtics won big earlier. And then later tonight, Milwaukee and Indiana, and Thunder, and who do they play? I'm trying to think who they play. Hold on. And I dropped the ball in the wrestle, then I don't remember who they play.
That's okay. Look at that.
I think they're I know Thunder got the number 1, so I think it's the Pelicans, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm just want to make sure.
Yeah, because they advanced without Zion Williamson.
Pelicans.
Yeah.
And I like the Thunder. They're a very good team, too. But if you had to ask me whether I would rather watch or support the T-Wolves or the Thunder later on, I think the T-Wolves are really good, man.
Really?
Really good basketball team. Karl Anthony Towns is you don't have a 7-footer that can stand outside and not freeze down like that and play inside like that. And then Anthony Edwards is just a wrecking ball. He's like I hate to say it, it's kind of funny, but he's kind of like an insane Charles Barkley.
Gotcha. A little bit thinner, taller. Gotcha.
A little undersized, but he bangs them, man. I mean,
gotcha. But what was
I was just watching. I thought it was really fun to watch this weekend. It was supposed to be in a good mood for when this transitions all the way to June, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we're
a little bit different, man. I like to go outside in the fall when it's cooler because of diabetes. I like to be inside in the summer where the air conditioning's on, you know? I don't want to be sitting outside sweating.
Well, I like to be inside in the air conditioning too. I'm a little round, so it helps. You know?
Right. Well, yeah, right. We all are. But I mean, unless I'm going to like a Reds game, I don't really want to go outside in the summer.
I get it.
The next thing I guess we're going to talk about then is the NFL draft. I mean, that's going to be exciting, I think. That's
we've been talking. Right? Yeah, we've been talking about that a lot. We're going to try to get together on Thursday to watch it, right?
Yeah. We're going to come to your place. Wherever you tell me to go.
Yeah. Well, wherever we decide, I don't tell you where to go, but wherever we decide. But yeah. All right. So, what do you want to talk about when it comes to the draft? I mean, we've been talking a lot about it, but what?
Yeah. After we recap it on this weekend, the next segment, we should kind of get away from the NFL for a little while.
Yeah. Next Sunday we're going to do a recap, I believe, right?
And then we'll tear off the NFL till the season starts up again.
Yeah, we'll try to focus on probably the NBA a little bit more, definitely the Reds and Major League Baseball.
Yeah, the Reds are only 2.5 games out now. They swept the Angels.
Yeah, I saw that today. They're 12-9. Yeah,
which is only like one game behind Chicago for second place.
that's not bad. It's not bad.
The only problem is in the National League, I think there's like 3 teams in Atlanta's division that are all percentage points better than the Reds. So if the playoffs were to start today, Reds will not get in.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, it's still early, so I mean, there's a lot of games left to play. So, but getting back to the NFL draft, let's cover what we were talking about. Like, what do you want to talk about when it comes to this?
Well, I thought we would talk about who was our favorite one in the NFL draft, and I had told you earlier before we began the podcast. I don't have a favorite one. I just think those offensive tackles are studs.
Oh yeah,
there's like 5 of them, and they're all good.
Oh
yeah, you watch their tape and you see how big they are, and you know how young and hungry they are. I mean, if you told me that I'm picking at number 18 like the Bengals are, and I don't get a chance to get Joe Alt or Fuega or I can't pronounce the guy's name from Penn State. If I don't get them 3, and I still have the opportunity to get Latham or Mims, I'm smiling from ear to ear at number 18.
Well, even from what I've seen on lists from Mel Kiper's draft rankings, it looks like he's got Mims 6th. I mean, you're talking about 6.
Mims is 6 overall, you mean?
No, 6th. The number 6 offensive tackle.
Who's the one I missed then?
We got Joe Alt, number 1. J.C. Latham at number 2. You got Facio, the guy from Penn State, number 3.
Yeah, that's right.
Sugiaga from Oregon State, 4.
That's 4.
Guyton from Oklahoma, 5. And then they got
I forgot about him. Yeah, those 6 guys.
Yeah.
Those 6 stud tackles, man.
Yeah, it's insane.
We're number 18. So think about that. Do the math. 3 times 6 is 18. Every third time if a tackle is passed on, then we'll get one of those guys.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Almost guaranteed.
I mean, do you think they really should go offensive line now?
Yeah, I do, because I hate to say this. Burrow's getting a little older, and if he just keeps getting knocked around like that, we're going to lose our franchise quarterback. We're going to lose a lot of football games. We're going to regress as an organization, I think. They need to have a guy that can just learn. I mean, right now, you got the 2 Trents. You got to learn behind those guys. Why not bring up a tackle now to learn behind them 2 big boys?
Or do you think it might be more wiser to go defensive end or defensive tackle maybe?
All I would do, I personally would get the tackle at either first or second. And either first or second, I would get a receiver, trade Higgins away, and get another receiver, and then just start drafting defense for the next 3 years.
Yeah, I
know that sounds weird, but
I get it.
I would draft defensive lineman in this draft too, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
You always got to go with best available. If you get the chance, I think his name is Quentin Mitchell from Toledo. He's a cornerback. If you get the chance to draft him and you pass on him for someone who's not even close to him, you got to pick the best player. Like the Bengals need a corner; they could use a corner if he's there. I'll take him.
I tell you what, who I like at corner is Cooper DeJean. He's like a monster.
You know what I've learned, Brian, from the NFL though? The only position on the entire field where what you see is what you get is not true. Like that guy, that Mitchell, if he's ranked 12th, he's probably pretty much 12, 15, somewhere in that range. Mm-hmm. It's the quarterbacks. They rank them so high that like somebody comes out there, and they're nothing, and they're not even in the league 3 years later.
Well, yeah, I mean,
quarterback. Some of these guys are really no good.
Well, remember the draft? Sorry to interrupt you, but the draft where the Bears took Trubisky over Patrick Mahomes, and I mean Trubisky's in Buffalo as a backup again. So
so either somebody wasn't doing their homework, or they just didn't want to listen. They had their mind made up. It's kind of like Caleb Williams. And then Jaden Daniels. With Jaden Daniels now, I've been hearing rumblings. He told Washington, I'm not going to play for you. If he's going to do that kind of stuff, even though Eli Manning did that, John Elway did that, and they had decent careers, I don't think they should be able to tell a team that. I feel that they tell a team, I'm not going to play for you, then they just have to sit out for a season. So
I agree.
It's got to be done about that kind of stuff.
I don't even
say who you want to play for.
I don't even think they should have the option to do that. Like, you get drafted.
That's what I mean. They're getting the luxury of getting drafted into the NFL.
I agree. But,
fires me up.
I can see that. But as far as the NFL, the quarterbacks, like, I don't know. They got Williams as the number one.
Yeah, but speaking of that, when I do that little mock draft thing that I tell you about, I did it 3 times today, and not once did he get number one. Drake May's got number one all 3 times.
Wow, that's insane.
That's weird, I think.
I agree. It sounds like
when I did it last week, he went number one every time.
Really?
I don't know how they know what that's doing in there, though. Like, I don't know if they're like.
I think there's like. I think there's some kind of rhythm or something to it. I don't know.
Probably something where they kind of get vibes of who they're wanting to actually pick.
Do you think that the hype on J.J. McCarthy is just too much hype, or because it seems like he's climbing up the board too?
I think we touched on this last week, but I don't think he's bad. From what I watched, the highlights and the games, I just think that he's getting a little bit more of a push from being on the title-winning team.
Could be.
Like, they won the championship, so it makes him look a little better than he probably really is.
Well,
and he has Harbaugh.
Yeah. Well, in Harbaugh's offense, they don't throw as much as they run the ball more.
Right. So then on that side, he didn't get to showcase his talents.
Yeah. So he could go to any team, whatever team he ends up with, and be more of a throwing quarterback and have more of a talent there.
Denver, honestly, I don't hate the guy. I don't think he would be great with Sean Payton, but I think they're going to try to grab him in the top 5.
Yeah, I heard that if he gets picked in the top 5, it's going to be Minnesota moving up to try to get him.
I think I may have heard that too.
Yeah.
Do you think the top 5 are all going to be QBs?
No. I think
who's not going to be a QB?
Well,
the top 3 are QBs.
Top 3, but I think I think the top 4 is possibly going to be all QBs if Minnesota moves up and trades with the Cardinals. And then I think.
Oh yeah, because they wouldn't pick a QB. Right, you're right. They wouldn't pick a QB.
And then I think. Then I think the Chargers will stay where they're at 5 and take Joe Alt, the tight end, or not tight end, the tackle.
Yeah, from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see that happening.
But here's the thing, though. Like,
the Chargers don't have any receivers, dude, not a lick.
Well, that's the thing I was going to say. Like, if Minnesota moves up to 4, and obviously Harrison doesn't get picked in that 4th slot, then Harrison could be there for the Chargers there, which could be really good for them.
You're right.
Yeah.
If Minnesota moves up, then they will get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Or, the Chargers might have a higher grade on Neighbors and go with Neighbors instead. I could see that possibly too.
Actually, I've heard that Doomsday's the best out of the 3 of them.
Yeah, I like to see where he goes. I think he's going to be really good.
Somebody's going to get – Chicago's going to should have a great draft because they'll get number 1 and number 9 unless they trade.
Well, I could see Chicago moving down from 9 and still getting somebody they want.
If they stay at 9, they'll get one of those 3 wideouts.
Yeah. But they also got 2 really good wideouts right now, so they might try to go elsewhere, maybe defensively or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could see someone moving up to 8 where the Falcons are at and, going in front of Chicago and picking up one of those wide receivers too.
Just as long as Kansas City doesn't get another receiver.
Oh, they'll get one at the end. I think they'll get one at the end of the
question. Won't they?
They got Hollywood, but you don't know what's going to happen to Rasheed Rice either, though. He's got a lot of crap on him.
Be playing.
Yeah, it's not looking good, I don't think. But
not looking good at all.
No, but I think my favorite player, actually, I think I talked about this last week in the draft, quarterback-wise, is Michael Penix. I like to see where he goes. I'd love to see him go with the Raiders. I think that'd be a nice fit.
I watched the tapes on Jaden Daniels, and I think the kid's got a lot of talent, like an overwhelming amount of talent. I just don't like his attitude.
Well, he's also undersized too. He doesn't weigh real.
Yeah, he is little. Yeah. He tries to make that team go. He reminds me of a more talented Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson's pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard those comparisons too. I think that's a good possibility. I think
I don't like how he acts like that with team. I'm not going to play for you. I mean, come on.
Oh, I agree. But I mean, let's see what happens there. But like, if I'm him, wherever I go, I'd just be happy just to be drafted, you know. But as far as the quarterbacks, I think a couple ones that are under the radar is Bo Nix and J.J. McCarthy. Yeah.
Michigan.
They're even talking about this Spencer Rattler kid, too. I heard he's really good. But they're talking about him.
What, South Carolina Gamecocks?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
I think so. So you got this three, then the Penix, and then you got the three at the top. So there's like 6 quarterbacks?
Yeah, something like that. 6 or 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at again. I'm just for reference sake. I'm just trying to look at it. They got looks like Caleb Williams, number 1 quarterback. Daniels, the second quarterback. Drake May, who I think he's going to be really good too, at 3. J.J. McCarthy at 4. Bo Nix at 5. Michael Penix Jr. 6, and then Spencer Rattler at 7. So I mean, you got 7 really good quarterbacks there.
I'll tell you a team that, even though I lived in Colorado only for 4 years, this team makes me sick to my stomach. But if the Raiders get like the Penix or a really good quarterback like Nix, the Raiders are going to make the playoffs. I don't want to say that out loud because it makes me want to.
You don't like the Raiders.
The Raiders have everything except for a quarterback. Well, I told you that when they got Derek Carr. You didn't listen to me.
That's true. But I mean, do you think their running game's good? Do you think that White's good?
The guy that's going to take over from Josh Jacobs is a beast. It was the last game of the year against Kansas City when it really didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
He ran them over for 200 yards.
He's tough.
Zamir White, I think is his name.
Yeah, it is.
You can mark that down because he's going to be on my fantasy football team. I'm taking that guy. I'm picking that guy.
I think the surprise guy, not the surprise, I think the guy's going to have a really good season this year is Michael Mayer.
Yeah, I agree. He's in the second year, so yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be really good. They just need a quarterback.
I agree.
I mean, Aiden O'Connell's a bridge quarterback, the guy they got now. I mean, he's not horrible, but,
they also
Carr is pretty much a bridge quarterback, too. I'm not going to say he's horrible. Yeah. Carr was never the answer. We all know this. And the only reason Devontae went there was because of Carr.
Well, I agree.
But then they talked to Devontae. He says, I like it here now. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Go get me a quarterback.
Well, they got Gardner Minshew, too, now. So
right, which helps. Because they got somebody that actually can play,
I agree.
But if they get a young dude like Penix, the one you like, that guy's that dude's just surrounded by everything. New stadium, new coach, ownership. I mean, everything around the Raiders right now says we're winning now.
I hope
all
so.
they got to do is remember they're going to beat Denver. They're going to beat the Chargers. They just got to take out the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They got to circle those 2 games on the schedule and just know we got to win at least one of them 2 games. We have to at least win at home.
Gotcha.
Well, man, it's going to be weird. You're going to think I'm crazy. Las Vegas Raiders, write this down. They're going to be a wild card team this year coming up.
Okay. Well, we got the tape, so we'll see what happens, man. We'll have to go back to we got the tape. So, okay, we've been talking about the draft, but, I mean, I know you're not the biggest Seahawks fan, but you got their hat on. So what do you think they're going to do?
I told the viewers last week that I will wear a different hat from every team from where they play if they request. So nobody requested anything.
Well,
that's who the Seahawks
are. Yeah, as we get more popular, I think those requests will start coming in.
People to subscribe, hit the bell, and tell me and Brian what you want me to wear.
I want you to wear an Eagles hat next time, on Sunday.
I can put that on right now if you want me to.
No, we can wait. Actually, you know what? Since you're a Bengals fan, I want to see you wear a Pittsburgh Steelers hat. Yeah,
I got one of them too from Pittsburgh.
You got every team, I know.
You got every team. I know. Hold on, just stay right there. You see that? You see that right there?
What? It looks like. It looks like
AFC, and then it says NFC.
Oh, that. Oh, I was looking at your blanket there.
In here.
I got you.
Hold on. If I can get it right there, you can see them now.
Oh,
See
I
some of
see.
them?
Yeah, I see
I'm
some.
trying
Of
to
them.
get it in front of there, but it's really not the easiest way to do
Okay.
it.
Is that a Bronco? Is that a
Yeah, see 'em?
Broncos? Is that a Broncos blanket on top?
Yeah, Bronco blanket. See, here we go. See, there's more
Gotcha.
of them. See some of them in there?
Oh, that's
I got
cool.
every one. Who'd you
Yeah.
say you wanted to see? You want to see the
Us.
Eagles?
Yeah, either Eagles or Steelers.
Eagles is right here, brother.
Yeah, that's a nice looking hat. That's a beautiful looking hat.
I got it from Scott Lanke's family.
Oh, that's
Steelers.
cool.
Hold on. Well, I'll do this and I'll sit back down.
All right.
Steelers. That's from Pittsburgh. That's why I went to Pittsburgh by myself.
That's cool.
Yeah, I got every hat from every team from where they play.
That's really cool.
I don't remember who even actually got me half these hats because, like right now, the Seahawks hat. I know somebody in my family got it for me, or my friend. But I don't remember who got it for me.
Gotcha. I remember when we got you
for a while.
I remember when we got you the Utah Jazz hat when me and Dad went up to Salt
Yeah, I
Lake.
got that too. That's down there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But since you got the Seahawks on your head there, who do you think they'll end up taking? Where do you think they'll go?
I don't even know what number they pick. Do they pick 8?
I can't remember. I want to say it's like 20th or something like that.
Yeah. You mean what do I think that they need?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I can do that without even looking to see what number they pick. You already know they got that running back game taken care of. They got Walker the third and Charbonnet. Those dudes are going to be studs for years.
I agree.
I mean, you know the receivers are good, and you know where I'm going with this. Geno Smith was not getting any younger, and they get somebody went up there from in a trade or something.
Yeah, they got Sam Howell from the Commanders in Washington.
Yes, Sam Howell could be good. He could be good. But I think they need to draft another. I think they need to draft Bo Nix. Come on, man. If they pick Bo Nix, they're in Seattle. He was from Oregon. That place would be electric. Mm-hmm. And he would challenge for the job. Even if he didn't get it, he just bringing the fans in there. You wouldn't even be able to get a seat in that stadium.
Or they go with a guy like Michael Penix Jr., who went to Washington State. Washington.
Well, there you go. That's another thing. Washington Huskies, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Or trade up and get Roma Dunze. If they pick somebody from that nucleus or those couple of guys from Oregon to Washington and throw those dudes onto that team, that's something they need to do.
Yeah, I think that'll help them out a lot.
You ever notice that the Bengals always pick kids from Ohio State? You ever notice that?
Oh, didn't really pick up on that.
If you remember when we took Big Daddy over Marshall Falk?
Yeah, I remember that. If you
look at all the players they take, not everyone, but a third of them are from OSU. I mean, Joe Burrow technically was from OSU.
Well, okay, that's cool. But what do you think if the Bengals do trade Higgins, and with their first pick they go with Brian Thomas Jr., who also went to LSU? Then they'd have two LSU. They'd have Burrow and the two LSU receivers. That's pretty cool.
I've also been hearing a thing you don't believe me on. They said there is a shot that JJ could come here.
I don't think that.
They said it's not much of a shot, but there is a shot.
So Justin Jefferson, I think it costs too much money.
They said he could come here.
I think it costs too much money. But they had to get rid of Higgins,
obviously. If they trade with Minnesota and Higgins gets traded to Minnesota, I think I'll fall on the ground before I even hear whether JJ is coming or not.
What if it's not JJ they get, though?
If they get JJ, if they had JJ and Jamar Jefferson, our nephews would be out there doing the gritty in the end zone.
I know. That's just a lot of money to spend, man. It's a lot.
There's a lot of money. But I could honestly say, seriously, I know you say it like in baseball, they got that team, they're never going to lose, or even in the NBA, but NFL's never really had that. But if you got a team that has Jamar, JJ, and Burrow, and those big old boys on the bookends, we would probably win every game.
There's a good chance. But
I don't think they can afford him either. I would wishful thinking.
You're going to break the bank for three guys, and then you're going to kind of screw the rest of your team.
Yeah, you can't.
No, I don't think so.
But I honestly don't think that the kid from LSU is bad. But I don't think they necessarily. I think they like to have guys from the same the Tigers and all that. But I don't think that they need that. Like, if there's a better receiver out there than that kid, they're going to take the best available. The
I would
receiver
assume
draft is so deep that you're gonna be fine no matter who you take.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, Luke McCaffrey, my sleepers, that was the next thing we were supposed to talk about. Luke McCaffrey and Brandon Rice. You got Ed McCaffrey's son and Jerry Rice's son in the NFL draft, and running back Frank Gore Jr. My sleepers are the sons of the ones that played before.
Oh yeah. I saw something about that today. There's like 6 pairs of father and son combos where the sons are
that's amazing.
Where they're coming up this year.
They had a couple last year. Joey Porter Jr. was one of them last year.
Yeah.
Because he ended up going where his dad played for.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, that was pretty amazing. It was I think it was a day 2 draft pick or something like that. They got him day 2 or something. So that's pretty cool, though. But
I just think going back to the Higgins thing real quick before we sum up here. I think that Higgins, if you trade him, then you got to be able to trade up a little bit. Like if you're 18 and you're trading Higgins, it's like 13. Moving up to that 13, opposed to that 18, and then getting another pick later on in another year. Like they get, let's just say it's the Jets at 10. That's a great example. Jets at 10. We give the Jets Higgins, even though they don't need a receiver. I'm just being hypothetical. Right. We give them Higgins and another pick from later on. We get a later on pick. We go up to them. We need to go up a little bit to be able to, if we're getting rid of him.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I don't think
give him away.
I don't think since there's so many talented wide receivers in the first round that could get drafted this year. I think if Higgins gets traded, it's more likely probably going to be for a second round pick, though.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say truthfully, I hope he doesn't get traded. I like T. Higgins.
I do too. I like him a lot.
I didn't shake his hand. I was right behind him at the aquarium, and that dude's a nice guy, and he's a good football player.
Oh yeah, I like his team.
He's big.
I think he'll play this year. If he doesn't get traded, obviously he'll play at the Bengals this year. But after that, I think he'll probably move on.
I think you're right about. I think that he said he wanted to play with the Bengals this year, but I think he's going to do what Jesse Bates did. He's just like what you were saying. He's going to play the year, and then he's going to get the better contract.
Oh yeah.
He'll be a number 1 next year. But this year, I think he's going to stay on the Bengals. I mean, you got to remember Jamar, Burrow. They're all friends. Like it'd be like you not getting a contract and me playing and not even talking to you. That too,
But the thing is, I think a lot of the guys that are in the NFL now know it's any sports team or any sport at all knows business. Yeah, so they can be moved anytime, and they don't really get much of a choice sometimes. So
I think he may get a contract.
Maybe
I wouldn't be shocked to see that he got a contract.
Who would you rather? Okay.
I think they're waiting till draft day to see what they could possibly get, and you can't fault them for that.
Yeah.
If someone's going to say, "Oh yeah, we'll give you the 8th pick, and we'll give you a second round pick, and give us Higgins," well then you're going to take it.
But if you had to make up your mind today, who would you rather? Who would you give the big contract to, Chase or Higgins?
And I had to pick between the 2 of them.
Yeah, if you had if you don't sign Chase, then he gets moved. And you sign Higgins, or you sign.
That's a very hard question. The only reason I'll tell you why is because there's 2 factors. There's one thing people are forgetting about that they don't talk about. Nobody's talking about what's happening to Tyler Boyd. So they don't know, is he coming back or not? Because if Boyd's gone and Higgins is gone, then I think I would pick Chase. But if Boyd's there and Chase was gone and Higgins was, it's kind of like Higgins his body is built for football. Jamar Chase is not. He's a great football player. But if I had to pick between straight up just by looking at them, I'm picking Higgins. But it also depends if they have 2 receivers or 3.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Higgins hasn't played the role of number 1 yet. He hasn't done that. So we don't know. It's kind of like a question I can't answer that.
I'm just thinking with Boyd, though, I'm not saying he's past his prime, but I think they can get somebody else there in the third as their third receiver. I mean, they even
what's
have
happening
that.
With Boyd? Is he getting traded or?
Well, he's a free agent. He can go anywhere he wants.
Yeah, but he could also come back to the Bengals.
He could, but I mean, even if the Bengals keep Higgins, don't move him, and Boyd moves on, and then they got Chase. You got was it Charlie Jones they drafted last year? That could be their third wide receiver. So,
well, I think receivers are a dime a dozen, though.
Well, there's so many.
I think you can make another Jamar Chase.
Well, I mean, there's so many that come out now from the college ranks that are NFL ready. Like, just look at this year. I mean, not every year, but this year especially, the wide receiver crop is amazingly high.
Let me ask you this: who's the best receiver in the NFL?
That's a hard question, man.
The best receiver in the entire NFL.
I don't know. I mean, I think Chase is up there.
We just talked about it earlier.
I mean, you can say Justin Jefferson, man, but it's also going to depend on how his quarterback play is, though, too.
Well, I mean, realistically, he is. And that's the thing about Higgins. He's got the same body and hands as JJ, but he's never played number one. Never had that opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So it's hard to say. What happens if we got rid of Chase? The whole city would erupt and go into like a panic state.
Probably. They probably will. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, so you got to remember that, too. That plays on Mike Brown and their heads. They got to think, I can't get rid of him. They'll riot.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. That's crazy, though. But, yeah, we'll see what happens there. I'm not sure. It's going to be interesting. I'm really excited to see what moves are made at the draft as far as trades or.
I like that too.
Yeah, that's always a fun part of it. I mean, it was a couple of years ago when the Eagles got A.J. Brown. I was so happy. They got him trade.
Yeah, I've been hearing he might not be there either.
Ferdy's happy there.
He may leave.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope not.
He leaves. I ain't keeping Burrow. I'm keeping Devonta Smith. I'm their dum-dum.
Well, he got his nice 3-year extension, Devontae Smith, so I'm pretty happy about that.
That's what I'm saying. So if AJ leaves, I'm keeping Devonta.
There you go. So I don't know, but is there anything else you want to cover, Tim? We've been at this for
one more thing.
Okay, go ahead.
I was looking at the baseball stats and the percentages. The best team in baseball right now is your Atlanta Braves, 737 winning percentage. And the worst team in baseball, this is weird, Chicago White Sox. They've won 3 games at 143 winning percentage.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't remember the White Sox ever being really that bad.
Well, I don't think their management's behind them. I don't know what the story is. To be honest about you, it's funny because you got the White Sox doing that, and then you got the Cubs doing a lot better this year. They're in second. I believe they're in second place, right?
Have you? Yeah, they're right above the Reds by like a half game.
Yeah. So
have you ever been there?
I've been to Wrigley. I've never been to the White Sox stadium.
I've never been to the White Sox either. You've been to Wrigley though?
Yeah, I've been to Wrigley. It's been about 25 years. It was cool. What I liked about it the most, I mean, it's an old school field and stadium. But what I liked about it the most is how they had everything on the outside, like a bunch of different restaurants and bars and places you can buy memorabilia. And
how old were you when you went there?
Let's see. I'd say I think I was probably about 25, 26 years old.
Oh, okay. Scott Lankite and I went with our dads when we were in 8th grade.
Yeah.
And I thought the place was a dump. I'm just going to be honest. We went inside and we sat down, and everywhere you sat there was a pole in your view.
Well, yeah, that's just the old. But
see the freaking field.
Well, I mean, I was still able to see the field, but there's a lot of history there too. And then, one of my favorite all-time baseball players played there at one time, which was Andre Dawson.
Andre Dawson, the Hawk.
Yeah, I was pretty excited about that. But you've seen a couple amazing baseball stadiums. You saw, didn't you
I believe I counted that I've seen 12, and I went to 11 games. The only one that I didn't go to a game at that I saw was Fenway, because we went to a game in Yankee Stadium like 2 nights before. So we didn't get the tickets to Fenway the game night. We went to the tour of the stadium. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's number one, dude. I don't care what that's number one. Wrigley is like a far second because Fenway is awesome.
Well, remember
we went to Camden Yards together.
I thought Camden Yards was really cool.
That was nice too, yeah. But
Fenway,
you got to see.
Yeah, and we also went to the Cleveland Indians game too before they were the Guardians. I thought that was pretty cool. We went and saw.
That's actually ranked like the 7th best stadium in the country.
And that was one of the ones that was the one we went to before we, didn't we go to SummerSlam the night after that or something like that?
Yeah, Mankind and Undertaker.
Yeah, was it Yokozuna that broke the ring, I believe? I thought. Didn't that happen?
It was Shawn Michaels and Vader.
It was Vader. Was it Vader? Okay, I thought it was Yokozuna. I thought it was Stone Cold and Yokozuna. I couldn't remember.
It was Vader and Michaels, and then it was Taker and Mankind in the Boiler Room Brawl. And then shout out to Tony McVicker. When we met Mick Foley, he told Tony, "You ought to go into wrestling." He said, "Dude, I can't, man. My knees hurt me."
Mick Foley was probably like, "Yeah, mine does too." But but isn't that when Jerry the King Lawler came in wearing a Baltimore Ravens jersey right after the Browns moved to Baltimore? Yeah,
I think you're right.
He got booed. It was pretty cool though.
Art Modell took him down. Yeah, you're right. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's crazy though, man. It's crazy.
That was when they had Albert Bell and Kenny Lofton, dude. They were squad.
Yeah, I remember that. They didn't have Manny
Bell and I liked Lofton, and they were like hitting the ball like back and forth like they were playing pickup.
Yeah, one year I think wasn't Albert Bell named Joey Bell. He kept on changing his name.
Joey Bell, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy though. But I don't know. But how you feeling? Anything else you want to talk about today, Tim? You good? Or?
We're good now. We're taking all day on this one here.
Oh, I know. It's good, though. Oh, you know what? One thing we forgot to talk about, we can end it with this, is the missing Jason Kelsey's Super Bowl ring in the baby pool of Skyline Chili at their podcast that was in Cincinnati. That's crazy. What do you think about that?
Awesome, dude. I mean, I know he's your guy because it was an Eagle. I mean, he's your Kelsey, and I had my Kelsey, which is fine. We just have the Kelsey.
Yeah.
I love that guy. He came into WrestleMania. Him and Lane Johnson helped Rey Mysterio win his match. And then ripped his shirt off like he was Hulk Hogan. Guys, his little girls are so freaking cute.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kids, man.
Oh, yeah.
One little girl walks around in the Walmart and points at the search and says, "Daddy, Daddy."
I still think it's crazy he lost his ring, though, man. That's insane.
He'll get it. They'll figure it out.
He lost it in the bat of Skyline Chili. It's insane. He thinks it's at a Rumpke dump right now. So yeah. So well, I mean, we've covered a lot today. I believe our next show will be next Sunday. We'll recap the draft, and then after that, and our shows after that, we will be try to cover all the sports, and maybe some of the Summer Olympics that's coming up too. The stuff that we know.
I'm excited about the Olympics.
I watch it here and there.
Leave a comment in, say something. We want to know what you want us to talk about.
Yeah, we're very happy. Like you guys,
Lee's talking, which is kind of a bad thing for a podcast.
We're very happy with. We've been getting a lot of likes and follows, and people viewing our podcast. It's growing very much, very good. Like to get some more followers if we could, but I'm just happy about all of our numbers going up, and we just love doing this together anyway. It's kind of fun, just like two old friends talking about sports like we've always done. So it's been really cool. Huh?
You're the best.
Oh, so are you. Well, we've been friends for 30-something years. So
I think so. How old is Matt? I mean, he was only 2.
He just turned 34. So
32 years.
32 years will be.
I met you. That was in his diapers.
We'll be celebrating our 30th. Was it class reunion coming up? Right.
This fall, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see how things.
Get the ball rolling with this podcast before then.
That would be cool. We can be like
we might be what Easton likes to call people YouTubers.
He tells his buddies that his uncle's a YouTuber, so he gets a kick out of that. So, well, that's cool. But hey, until next time, we will see you next Sunday. Have a good week. Have an amazing week, and I'm hoping the draft
Enjoy the draft.
Enjoy the draft, and please keep on hitting those follows, subscribe, watch us. But until then, we will see you next Sunday. Have a good day. This is a Dirty Cleats.
Hey guys.
Bye-bye.